Hello everyone and welcome back to the damn sofa. That's the damn sofa. And y'all know what? My sassy damn sidekick, Mr. Roscoe, has gone to visit Granny at Granny's house today. So he is on vacay. But my damn name is Paul, if you don't know. And if you do know, welcome back to the sofa. Now today we are going to be finishing up our Diane Downs. I don't really want to call it a deep dive because really all we've been doing is reviewing some footage of her interviews, of her parole hearings, that kind of stuff, reacting and talking about it here at the Sofa Squad. Now if you are new or if you're not new, remember I do have two channels. You're watching the main channel. We do like deeper dives, stuff like this here. And my other channel is the podcast channel. I go live sporadically. I do quick case updates. It's just kind of a different vibe over there. It's more shorter form content. Make sure you're subbed to both. All the stuff is down below. As always, I want to say thank you to everybody who makes the channels possible. Y'all, it is not possible without y'all. Everybody who comments, who likes, who shares, who subscribes, to the Patreons, to the channel members. I could not make the amount of content that I make without you. I thank you. Roscoe thanks you, even though he's not over there thanking you right now. And even the damn sofa thanks you. So with all that being said, let's get ready to dive on in. First, let's give a warm welcome to our sponsor, HelloFresh. Y'all, don't waste any time in the last days of summer in the grocery store. Give HelloFresh a try. HelloFresh Market is a one-stop shop for all of your mealtime needs with quick breakfasts, lunches, snacks, desserts, and more. HelloFresh is also the first carbon-neutral meal kit company, and nearly all the packaging is recyclable. So this week I tried the Family Plan Meal Kit. I got one-pan sweet chili turkey lettuce wraps, white cheddar Wonder Burgers, and for today's video, sheet pan Monterey Jack unfried chicken. HelloFresh delivers fresh quality produce from the farm to your door in less than a week, so you can enjoy all those delicious flavors of the season right from home. They always include pre-portioned ingredients that means less prep for you and less wasted food. HelloFresh also helps cut down on your food waste by at least 25% compared to grocery shopping. Now when it comes to setting personal goals and sticking to them, HelloFresh is here to help you. They offer veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals to make it easy to stick to those goals. Fit and wholesome recipes make it easy to eat well without sacrificing flavor, so you can maintain whatever your goals are and feel good about your food choices with HelloFresh. So you can go ahead and ditch those boring low-cal foods for HelloFresh's calorie-smart offerings like sweet and spicy apricot chicken or cheesy spinach and mushroom stromboli. This is one dynamic of HelloFresh that I absolutely love. I've been maintaining my goals. I've been trying to slim down that weight number and my waistline at the same time. With HelloFresh, I know what's in the meal, I know the calories, I know the portions, and I'm very hyper aware of that stuff right now, so I know what I'm getting. And y'all, when I tell you that literally it doesn't matter what type meal I get from HelloFresh, they all taste amazing. I do not ever feel like I am on a diet or anything like that. I feel like I am eating gourmet every single time I prepare a HelloFresh meal. Now, another thing that we really love about them is they're totally flexible and customizable. HelloFresh allows you to customize your box by swapping out one protein or side for another, upgrading to a more luxe experience, or adding a protein to a veggie meal. So that means more choices, more variety, and more meals that are truly tailored to you and your family. Now, this other one Matt and I did often when we went to the beach to our camper. You can update your delivery address and enjoy HelloFresh at your vacation destination with just a click away. We absolutely love this because we would also plan to get something completely different and out of the norm that we would usually do because we're on vacation. We want to do something different, and it worked out perfectly. So go ahead, give it a try. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code ReportingLiveFromMySofa16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code ReportingLiveFromMySofa16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Okay, all that stuff is down below, so be sure and check them out. Now, the way these go is this. I put some clips up that kind of stuck out to me, and then I make commentary on it. Now, if you watch the first part of this with me, this is her older parole hearing, and this one goes out, y'all. A Sofa Squad member found this one for me because I could not find the second part to it, and this is another little clip of this, and it literally just starts in the middle of this and kind of ends. The full clip is not even 8 minutes long, okay? So this is going to be a relatively shorter video of this. Most of this pertains to her talking about the potential of getting paroled out to her parents' home, which all in all is are you kidding me? But it's fascinating to look into her train of thought and to see her like crying and showing emotion. So there's that. So just know that when the first clip we're getting ready to watch, it starts off right in the middle of everything. Like she's just talking about this. So I just wanted to add that context because you're gonna be like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? There's nothing to start before that. It's not like it picked up off. It's not like it picked up off, I don't know if I'm saying that right, where the last one stopped. It just begins. And I think there's like a name for that in literature, like in res media or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, that's it. Thank you to the Sofa Squad member who found this and sent it to me. Greatly appreciate it. I know the damn squad thanks you too. Anyways, let's go ahead. Jump on it.
Am I going to need the security of living with my parents and knowing that there's somebody right there? Or am I going to want the freedom emotionally to have my own place that I can call my own without having to worry about 7 roommates right there and vying for the sink and the toilet and the shower and everything else?
Okay, few things. So that's where we're starting off at, right? It's cute that she has considered this. And I know that going through this, it doesn't matter. They're going to be talking to people about like the possibility of this and that and all that. But you can tell she's put a lot of thought into this. It's cute that she thinks this is a possibility, right? Because this is a human that has shown, I use the term human lightly, right? No remorse at all, right? No accountability at all, especially at this point in time, right? She's still coming up with multiple excuses and stories as to what has even happened. So there's that. Now she's coming up with it. Should I have my parents there or not? Even if this is a possibility, I'm like, she's going to want to live on her own. She's going to want to go back to doing what she knows doing best, which is men.
They are trying to cover all bases so that they're letting me know that I have the option of choosing for myself, that I can live alone or I can live with them, whatever makes me most comfortable.
Okay,
So, yeah, we talked about that. Oh.
You've had conversations about your needs, but have you thought about their needs? Because your case obviously has attracted some attention. How will it be for them with all the potential attention that you living with them might bring upon them? Have you thought about their needs in this?
Okay. So now with this one, buckle your damn seatbelts here, okay? Because this one's going to get rocky and you're about to be like, oh my God, my mind is blown. So thank God he immediately called that out because first of all, doesn't she talk like she's some damn celebrity? You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, they want to make sure whatever I'm most comfortable with. I'm like, well, what about your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like before we even get to the parents, because I agree with that, I just go back to the victims and this stuff, right? That being said, I'm not going to get on my little, soapbox about that right now. But yes, what about your parents? It's like, again, the selfishness of it. Like, you want to go live with your parents? I mean, I get at this point in time, she's been locked up. Like, say she really was going to get paroled. Like, I mean, where are you going to legitimately go? And I get her parents would probably be like, come home. I get it, right? I understand. That's their daughter. Yada, yada, yada. Think of the dangerousness of that. And especially if you remove the blinders of this is our daughter, this is this, so on and so forth. That, the complete dangerousness of it. So go ahead, buckle your seatbelts up because she's about to take us on a rocky damn ride with her response.
Yes, every time I call home, I ask them, can we please move? I want them to move to another place. When I used to file legal work back before I finally got my answers, and you check and see when my legal work all stopped. It's when I finally got the answers and I was finally able to calm down and just be me again, about 2005.
Okay, now before we keep going, notice just like she does in all this stuff where she will use these things. Okay, go back, check the paperwork, check this, 2005. This is when this happened. But. She has got an excuse and evidence for everything.
But back in the day when my dad would file, I would write everything, my dad would type it, my mom would copy it, and she would do the filing for all of my legal work. Well, my dad, on the filing page, that's the certificate of mailing, you have to sign your name. My dad would always put his address. So everybody knows where my parents live.
My God bless their hearts. It gets so complicated because parents are parents, their children are always their children, and I get that. And you just hear what this woman has put, not just her parents, obviously her own children, so many others through in their lifetimes. just a monster. God only knows how many other victims there are of this woman, but it's basic stuff like this. But just her notoriety victimizing other people.
And so every time I would talk to my parents on the phone, not every time, at least once a month when I talked to my parents on the phone, I would say, please, can we move someplace else? I would like to live someplace else where nobody can find you, because people are going to be coming by the house all the time, wanting to peek in the windows, wanting to heaven knows what. And I don't want us to have to deal with heaven knows what. My dad's 80. He had a stroke 2 years ago. He's very thin. He's lost 30 pounds. He stumbles. He falls. My goodness gracious, when they were here in August, his whole arm was bruised. I was scared to death that my mom was going to be arrested for battery of an elder and I asked, what happened to you?
Okay, so again, with this clip here, she's doing some of her trademark things, I personally think, where she goes on and on and on and on and on. She deflects. She is going on to this whole thing about her father, his weakness. I have no doubt that this is the truth with the man, bless his heart, he's 80 years old. She has put these people through the damn ringer, right? I mean, it's terrible what she's put so many people through, like I just said. But Diane uses this stuff. I don't think she has any true feeling about this stuff. She just utilizes these things to, number one, in this scenario, to move away from the central theme of, are you remorseful for attempting to take your children's life? Which, if you watch my first one, if you watch the first part of this, if you're familiar with this, she is still denying all of this, right? There's no way they're going to parole her. I mean, obviously we know at this point they never did, right? Because she's not even coming close to ever admitting anything that took place. And she's using this thing right here to still pivot herself, now her parents, as victims. And to the normal ear, like when we sit here and listen to this, you're just like, my God, I mean, just look at no sense of, I feel sorry for what I put them through. It's no, we're victims. The police, everyone else's conspiracy against us has caused this to my father. And it's just, it baffles me and it angers me at the same time.
My mom says he falls now. And I do not want my parents to have to worry about when my mom has to go out and get groceries, because she can't get my dad to go in the car. It's easier for my dad to just stay at home. I don't want my mom to have to worry about when she has to go grocery shopping. Is somebody at the end of Quarter Mile Road going to be there throwing tomatoes at the car or wanting a signature, or can you sign my book or whatever? I don't want and so I would ask them, please just move.
Well, Diane should have thought about that before she took her children out on that night and did those horrible things to them. No, I'm not condoning people doing awful things to her parents, right? That's uncalled for. But the way she's doing this, y'all, she practiced this little performance over and over and over before she went to this hearing. I can 100% assure you of this. When they turn lights out in that dormitory, wherever it is she's living or whatever at this point, she was mumbling this speech in her little sleep or whatever she was doing, trying to get these tears up, to cue in the right time, quiver the lip, you name it.
And it wasn't until May of this year when it was finally time. They know by ORS 144.228 that my parole date was May 9th. And so in April, my mom said, I've decided we're going to move and not tell the kids where we're going. I said, okay. But so my parents finally said yes, that they will move. Unfortunately, for me to move, I have to tell you guys where I'm moving, and it's the same as telling the media where I'm moving, and telling the media is telling the wackos.
Now, right there, if I was the parole people, this is what I'd be thinking. So you're telling me it's better for your parents for you to stay incarcerated. All right, we're done here. Check. We'll see you in a few years. Bye, girl.
Because somehow the wackos always seem to know everything. And the only thing that I can ask is, please, if you do parole me and you allow us to transfer to another state, someplace, please don't tell anybody where we are. I mean, it's the only way that I can keep my parents safe. I'm not worried. Come on, I live with 4,000 of the worst people in humanity, and it's a washing machine. It keeps turning over and turning over. We in California, we parole 11,000 people a month.
Now, another thing I think is interesting that she did in this little segment is she does two things that I'm just like, let's not do that if you're you. So if I was Diane Downs, I would not be doing these two things. I would not be, number one, calling other people wacko. Oh, the wackos come get us. Oh, da-da-da. Because, I mean, at this point, clearly she doesn't consider herself one of those, but a pretty big consensus of people like lump her in that category, right? Then she's like, oh, I live in jail with 4,000 of like the worst of humanity. And I'm like, girl, like, don't use terms like that, because these people are probably viewing you as that same thing, right? If you're trying to get paroled, don't conjure up, you know, images of wackos, worst of humanity, because they're already lumping you in that category. And then when she's like trying to slide in that whole thing of California paroles 11,000 people a month and da-da-da. I mean, her and the Manson people, I mean, literally, y'all, California does have a high turnover rate. You got to do some really bad stuff over there, right? For them to be like, you ain't budging.
I mean, a year, and they come right back. So I'm not concerned about my safety. But my parents are old. If you think that it's better for me to parole someplace and never see my parents, again, and that's the only way to keep them safe, then I would do that. But I don't want to not see my parents again. I love my parents.
Again, she has just really not made her case here. To me, it's just like, yeah, I mean, the other stuff, it's like, girl, you've clearly made a case that it's not good to go to your parents, and you're not selling us on there is somewhere for you to go. It sounds like it's more dangerous for you to be out in the public. And I mean, maybe they could do like a cruel and unusual punishment of, we're going to sentence you to going to live in the general public now. But it would be clearly completely dangerous for her too, because we know how that would most likely end, right?
My dad needs me to take care of him. He's 80 and he falls. He's a big man. My mom's a little woman. She doesn't, when it finally comes time to start bathing him and taking care of him, my mom isn't going to be able to do that by herself. Sending me someplace away from my parents would not be good for them.
Now, here's my other thing too, where she's trying to talk like, and again, this is a tried and true thing we see in paroles and all this type of stuff of, my parents need someone. And again, I get things change, but the horrific actions that she did many years ago unfortunately kind of sealed this fate, right? And so there's that. I mean, I don't think she's going to garner too much sympathy with them to be like, oh my God, well, this outweighs the actions that you did to your own children a long time ago, that type thing. It doesn't work that way, right? But she's also talking in this way of like, I love my parents, I don't want to, you know. I'm not 100% buying that. Now that she's been incarcerated and understands some of the things that she probably took for granted, things of that nature. But I mean, not many people had great things to say about her before, right? So not really buying the I love my parents and want to nurture and care for them in the golden years story that she's trying to sell.
I could do it. I've certainly dealt with, I've lost my children. Once somebody takes your children from you, taking your parents is, what's next?
I mean, y'all, it's done. It's a wrap, Diane. It's rap. You know that these people, I would be so embarrassed if I was the parole people for her. I'd be under the table at this point. I had the papers up like this. I'd be like, I can't even look at her. I mean, come on, right? It's like it's the delusion is shocking, right? It's shocking to me. And again, the victimization. You know, then taking your parents, trying to make them feel guilty. Trying to make them feel guilty about it. Shame.
But my parents really need me. And so if you're going to parole me someplace to hide me, like you did like the others did Denise Freeman, that's great. But hide my parents too, please. It was back in 85. I saw the eyebrow. It was back in 85. Denise Freeman, when they paroled her, they didn't tell the media where she was.
Again, she rehearses it. Nobody did their damn eyebrow over this story. She had this rehearsed again. Just like, It's interesting to watch her work. Now, again, I don't know this. I'm not a psychologist, but to me, it's so rehearsed. Like, it's Shanice. I saw the eyebrow. It was back in '85. They did this. They didn't tell the media. She has what she wants in her mind. Clearly, we've heard her say it, right? But she has all this evidence backed up. I'm telling you, she's been researching this. She's been working on this. She knew going in here she was going to say this. That she's trying to make it look like off the cuff and, it was about this, and Janice, and da-da-da-da, and blah, 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 and, thank God they didn't fall for this, but it's so transparent.
And if you're going to do that for me, do it for my parents. Don't do it for me. Do it for my parents, because they do not need the Cuckoos. And I know, there you go, there's some insight. This is what insight has done, because I know what Cuckoos. I live with Cuckoos every day. I've become inured to it. You don't ever get used to Cuckoos.
Again, now we've moved on to using the word Cuckoos. She's again removing herself, separating herself from the Cuckoos. I live with them. This is what they do. Look at me. I'm crying. Da, 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 da. This is what the Cuckoos do. And I'm just like, I would be under the table if I was all three of them. I would not. I'd be so embarrassed for her, and just borderline like, can we get a guard over here? Is she gonna come up over the table, right? It's just, and it's anchoring too to watch it, right? Because you're just like, but this is how these type people move with these mental whatever she has going on, right? There's nothing human there about her interactions, reactions, any of that.
But you learn how to survive them. My parents don't know how. My parents don't. My mom will do the same thing that I did back in '83. She'll get a phone call and she'll go out to meet somebody. My parents.
And another thing that's so interesting is how much she is using her parents as the bait, as the trinket, as the toy to throw out here, the little nugget for them to take. And I don't think they're buying it at all. I think they can see right through this, right? My mother was just like I was back then. Honey, everybody talked so much, smack about her back then about, she was a flu, she was this. She took her, look what she did to her children. This is a master manipulator. She is the person she's talking about, right? She is the cuckoo. She is the crazy person. She is all of these things. And for her to sit here and just align that, and I'd be afraid for her parents that she would do something to them to get their money. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're dealing with here. And the fact that she again shows no remorse or anything like that and disassociates herself completely from what took place with the children just makes me all the more fearful if they had ever paroled her to her parents for their own safety, for their safety.
Please don't parole me away from my parents. They need me. They as much as you think I'm a danger to them simply because of the Cuckoo factor, if the Cuckoos can't find me, they'll go to my parents. They will. They will. They'll do whatever it takes because I know what they do in here.
Ms. Downs, I'm pleased to hear that you've been able to keep your relationship up with your parents. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just getting some tissue. Oh, I didn't think I was going to need these this time. Thank you.
Okay. Take your time.
She's over there. She's loving every second of it. She's like, I'm glad I really put on a show over here, right? And the fact of, if they don't find me, they'll go. If they can't find me, they'll go after my parents. They'll do this. She's trying to low-key threaten, right? She's trying to seal the deal of, look, here, it's A or B, right? That's how she operates. A or B. A or B. If I don't get my way, it's this. She still deals in the same currency.
Okay.
What you've been able to maintain with parents. Any other relationships that you've been able to maintain that you'd like to share with that might help you if you release in the community? Are you involved in a romantic relationship at all? Any friendships or anything?
No, none that take me there. None that I would need. No.
Y'all, that was such a low. If she had said yes, about the romantic relationship. You already know she doesn't have any friends, right? Like, this is the known thing, right? She didn't even need to answer that. They were just entertaining themselves at this point. You know, because he's like, glad that you maintained the thing with your friend or your parents, but you seeing anybody in this? Now, they might have evidence of, like, she's working people through the damn mail system, right? Getting free commissary, honey buns left and damn right, whatever. No telling what scam she's running. I mean, if she had been like, yeah, I'm seeing 4 or 5 guys, whatever, which is probably more the truth, right? So, now here's the thing. That's all the videotape this clip was, right? Y'all, if any of you can find more of this, this is golden, right? Because I would love to see the whole thing. I don't know where else it is. Search the internet high and low. If you know where to find more of it, please send it to me so we can keep reviewing this. It's fascinating to me. I will eventually make my way to her most recent one. I think there's like audio parts of it out there. There's no videotape to it. And any other interesting Diane stuff that you find out there. So far I've done like the Oprah Winfrey show, this one, and the other earlier videos I did with her had mixes of like her interviews and stuff like that on there. I just find her psychologically fascinating, infuriating, devastating, heartbreaking, the whole 9 yards. It's just, okay? I don't even know what to say, right? It's all those things in one. So anyways, if you're still watching, drop hearts in the comments for her children. God bless them. I mean, and all the people she's victimized, because there's a plethora of them. This is a horrid human being, y'all. Okay? Just a horrid human being. So I hope the Sofa Squad's doing well out there. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channels. They're down below. I love you guys, and until we tune in next time, I'll see y'all back here at the damn sofa.